Hey, good morning and welcome back to the Attack the Rack YouTube channel. This is the Attack the Rack Friday morning live show. Yes, we are now doing the live show on Friday mornings. First week we are doing it on Friday mornings. Once we started this back on July 1, we were doing Monday mornings, and now we have shifted some things around. Our daily lineup show was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night at 7. That's with myself, Big Mo, and Trent. That has been moved to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We just finished our first week on that new schedule and went really well. Views were up. I'm not sure. I don't think that has anything to do with the change in the schedule, but whatever it is, thank you everyone that tunes into that show. We greatly appreciate it. And then, so now going forward, what we were doing Monday morning live, now Friday morning live. This does upload as a video after the live stream ends, so you can tune in at any time that you would like. Saturday still got the Attack the Rack podcast with myself and Big Mo. That's every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. And now we will be heading into week 2 of the NFL season. So we will have our week 2 NFL pick show Sunday morning at 9 a.m. That is with our expert pickers, Peter Hunsberger and Chad Zagar. That is 9 a.m. every Sunday morning. And then at 10 a.m., Peter comes back with his prop bet. Pete bets, giving us 3 of his prop bets for the week. Also, Sam Callejas is back. He'll be back on the podcast Saturday morning with a recap of the Michigan-Texas game. He was at the game. He's going to share with us some things about the game. Ryan Kruitoff has been in real estate for over 20 years, and he can help you with all your real estate needs. He has helped me in my journey into learning more about real estate, and he can do the same for you. Whether you're looking to sell your home, buy a home, or possibly maybe even get into the rental business for extra income, ring Realtor Ryan. Let's jump right into the game last night, Thursday night football. Miami Dolphins hosting the Buffalo Bills, and the Buffalo Bills came in and just dominated that game. Unfortunately, story of the game, Tua, quarterback Miami Dolphins, yet another what appears to be serious concussion. That is at least the third one that we are aware of. All 3 came on prime time standalone games, I believe, for the world to see. He took another vicious hit to the head last night and left the game with yet another concussion. Again, that's at least 3 that we know of here in the last couple of seasons. I would think at this juncture, he needs to, I think already before this, needed to really have a serious conversation with his family, his doctors, and really decide, hey, is it maybe time to hang it up, which is unfortunate because he's still so young. But obviously, health and safety, being there for your kids, your family for the long term is much more important than the game. Obviously, financially, he should be set. There's still plenty of other opportunities for him to be involved in football even if he's not playing. I'm sure he could coach anywhere. I'm sure he could get a job as an analyst with any of the networks. So definitely time for him to probably, at least have a serious conversation, again, with family, with doctors. And you would think that at this juncture, that decision would be to retire. But we will see. Obviously, it's easy for me to say that. I'm not in his shoes. I am not a professional athlete. I don't have that crazy competitiveness that all these athletes have. That makes it so terribly hard for them to walk away. So prior to the concussion, though, not great. He threw 3 interceptions, 17 out of 25 for 145 yards prior to the interception. Kind of disappointing game for the Dolphins. Playing at home against the Bills, who, the Bills are maybe good. I say that maybe again. A lot of people didn't thought the Bills were now on their downturn. They've lost a lot. Yes, they still have Josh Allen, probably top 5 quarterback in the NFL, but not a lot of weapons around him. And they were able to pretty much dominate that game from start to finish. They got an early touchdown. James Cook receiving touchdown early in the game. He actually finished with 3 total touchdowns, including one was a 50-yard run. So he had 11 carries, 78 yards, a great game for him. Josh Allen, on the other hand, just falls exactly in line with what we talked about on one of the daily lineup shows this past week. Quarterback play, quarterback stats. Josh Allen, 13 out of 19, only 19 attempts. 13 out of 19, that's pretty good percentage-wise, but only 19 attempts, only 139 yards. He did have a touchdown. This is exactly what we were talking about, exactly on the daily lineup show. I forget which day it was this past week, but quarterback play. I listed off at least 10 quarterbacks that all were barely over 150 yards passing, and their attempts too, high teens, low 20s. What happened to quarterbacks throwing the ball? I thought we were in such a pass-heavy time here in the NFL, where quarterbacks were throwing 30, 40 times a game, and we are not seeing that. And then you look at they scored 31 points. If Josh Allen only had 139 yards, they must have rushed the ball a ton. Like I said, James Cook only had 11 carries. So you would think if you look at these stats and you're looking through and you start with Josh Allen and you say, oh, wow, he only threw the ball 19 times. That must mean they rushed the ball 60 times. Not the case. It's just really weird. Now, they did have a defensive touchdown as well. I think they had a pick 6. So, but anyway, Thursday night football. I'm not a fan of Thursday night football. I think they should get rid of it. I think the games typically are sloppy. Last night, not so bad, at least for the Bills. So they walked away with a 31-10 victory. Again, though, unfortunately for Tua, another what appears to be pretty serious concussion. Stat-wise for the Dolphins, Devon Achane, great game. See, now he gets 22 carries. Why? I think that should kind of be the standard for starting running backs, 20 to 25 carries. And what did he do with them? He got 96 yards. He also had 7 catches for 69 yards and a touchdown. That seems to be a formula for success in the running game. Get your running back 20 to 25 carries. Plus with him, he gets another 7 catches. So he almost had 30 touches. And that'll lead me into the next topic, Michigan football. Same thing, Donovan Edwards. 9 touches against Texas. 9 touches. Supposedly one of the best running backs in the country, and he only gets 9 touches. And with those touches, he did not do much. 8 rushes, 41 yards. That is not going to cut it. Obviously, the quarterback play from Michigan, not great. But it is what it is, I think. I think the only way that Michigan's going to have some success is on the ground. And Donovan Edwards is going to have to play much better, but he also needs to touch the ball more than 9 times in a game. He should be getting 20 to 25 carries. Granted, with the lack of the ability Michigan has to pass the ball, obviously defenses are going to key on the run game and force Michigan to pass, but give the guy a chance. You're not even giving him a chance with only 8 rushes. I'm sorry. And I think he has, for the season, in their first 2 games, he has less than 20 touches or 20 carries. So he's got to get the ball more. Again, on the podcast tomorrow, 9 a.m., Big Mo just chimed in, 5 yards of rush, not bad. Good point. However, what if he had 16 rushes? Then he'd have, 40 or 80 yards, and maybe Michigan would be a little bit more successful. So 5 yards of rush isn't bad. I think on the season, though, I think he's only around, what did we say, Big Mo, on the daily lineup show the other day? I think under 4 yards a carry, 3.6, which I guess that's not horrible, is it? But yeah, definitely needs more touches. Again, on the podcast tomorrow morning with Big Mo, we've got Sam Callejas back. He's going to tell us all about the game, being there live, interacting with some Texas fans. He had a pretty good time despite the loss. So that should be pretty entertaining. Obviously, Sammy Go Blue is an entertaining individual. It was a lot of fun. So you will enjoy that. And then one last thing, Michigan, noon tomorrow, Saturday, Arkansas State. Hopefully that should be an easy win. And then they've got the USC Trojans coming to town the following Saturday. So one last thing I want to touch on before we get out of here. Indiana fever. Obviously, the Indiana fever has been a high topic here on the Attack the Rack YouTube channel this summer. Big Mo's gotten really into the fever. I've gotten really into the fever. Trent is now really starting to watch as well. And we're having a lot of fun with it. And the viewers seem to enjoy the Caitlin Clark content. So we will continue with it. Last 3 games, Big Mo just said in the chat, Caitlin Clark's going for 40 tonight. I would say they're going to need 40 out of her if they're going to beat the Aces. So they just played the Aces on Wednesday night, and they lost by, 10, 11 points. They started out the game up 7-0. This seems to be a common theme with the Indiana Fever. They seem to either play really, really well to the point where they're up by, they build these 15, 20-point leads. And granted, they have blown a couple of these leads too. In fact, they've blown 2 30-point leads this season. Both those games they still hung on to win. But they either play like so well where they're up 15, 20 points, or they play so terrible that they're down double digits. And you see this within not just, game by game. You see this trend within a game. Again, they started out the game, they're up 7-0, they're playing out of their minds. And then the next thing you know, they're down by 10 or 11 points. And then, they came back. They came back, and I think they cut it to 2 maybe, or they cut it to 1 with the ball with a chance to take the lead. And then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, they're down by 10 or 11 again. The same thing happened with their win against the Atlanta Dream on Wednesday night. I think they were down 16 in that game, and then they came back and won the game. So I feel like their highs are very high and their lows are very low. Over the course of the last 3 games, they are 1-2. Their one win coming barely against the Atlanta Dream, again, in a game in which they had to come back from 16 down. And then their 2 losses in that streak, Minnesota Lynx, who are one of the best teams in the league, a team that the Fever have defeated one time, but when they beat them, they didn't have Napisa Collier, who's a top 5 player in the league. And then, again, Wednesday night, they lost to the Las Vegas Aces, which is the only team in the league they have not beaten. And they play them again tonight. So huge game for them. I think they really do need to win that game for us fans to really be able to believe they have a chance to win it all. Again, they've already beaten the Liberty. They've beaten the Sun. They've beaten the Lynx. Again, that was without Napisa Collier. They really got to show us that they can beat the Las Vegas Aces tonight. And if they do, I would have much more of a belief that they can win it all. They got to clean up a lot of stuff. They they've gotten a lot better at team defense over the course of the season, but over these last 3 games, they look like they did defensive-wise in the beginning of the season. Rotations are terrible. Body language terrible. Caitlin Clark terrible. There's a play against the Fever where she literally gets the ball in the 3-point line. Caitlin Clark just kind of jogs out, doesn't even get a hand up. I mean, that is just not going to cut it. And then when things go bad for her, they really start to go bad. She gets into her head. She kind of whines a lot. Just terrible body language. She's got to clean that up. And Kelsey Mitchell, too, she has not played great. I think her hot shooting went to her head a little bit. Now she's trying to force a lot of things, taking terrible shots. They just got to let the game come to them, move the ball. And, Kelsey Mitchell's got to realize with Caitlin Clark on her team, she is going to get open looks. Kelsey Mitchell will get open looks. She's just got to be patient and take advantage of them when they come and not try to force anything. So I think that's it. Oh, yeah, we've got a lot. I totally forgot. I wanted to mention this in the beginning. We've got a bunch of birthdays to get caught up on, being that we haven't done the show since last week, Monday. We've got to get caught up on birthdays that were leading into the last Monday show, and then birthdays from this past week. So we're going to start on August 29, Chad Carlson. Happy birthday, Chad Carlson, August 29. He is someone who you've seen on the Attack the Rack YouTube channel a few times. We've had him on to interview him just about his book that he wrote about the history of March Madness. He's got a podcast which kind of intertwines faith and sports, very popular podcast. And we've also had him on to talk some March Madness in the past. Hopefully we can get him on again. Chad, you share a birthday with the King of Pop, Michael Jackson, also a longtime defensive great. I think he won a Super Bowl with the New York Giants. His name is Carl Banks. You also share a birthday with the great NBA center, Will Perdue. I put this guy in there too, just because, Chad, you were a Division III basketball player. You share a birthday player with former NBA player who also played Division III basketball, Devin George. And you also share a birthday with the great pitcher, Roy Oswalt. Happy birthday, belated birthday, Chad. It was about 2 weeks ago now, but again, we're just getting caught up here. Next birthday, Chad's younger brother, Jeff Carlson. Happy birthday to Jeff Carlson on September the 4th. Jeff, also someone who you've seen on the Attack the Rack YouTube channel a couple times. Hopefully we can get an interview with him. He is a local high school basketball coach here in West Michigan, and we'd love to get an interview with him going into the season. Jeffrey, you share a birthday with the great wide receiver, Ernest Gibbons, actor, Charlie Sheen, great baseball legend, Luis Gonzalez won a World Series with the Arizona Diamondbacks. I think also maybe was defeated the Chicago Cubs in the playoffs. No, not that year. Anyway, Luis Gonzalez. Also, NBA point guard Damon Stoudemire, and NFL great defensive player Javon Curse. Next birthday on September the 6th, Trent Windemaller. Happy belated birthday to Trent Windemaller. Obviously, Trent is part of the Attack the Rack Sports Media Company. You see him every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday on our daily lineup show. Trent had a birthday on September the 6th. He shares a birthday with legendary actor, comedian, did it all, Bob Newhart. Also shares a birthday with former lead singer of the legendary band Queen, Freddie Mercury. Actor Michael Keaton, one of my favorite actors. Also, former Kentucky basketball legend, didn't quite really make it in the NBA, Nazir Muhammad. And then also our next birthday, he's going to like to hear this. Jeffrey, you share a birthday with Kevin Saunderson. Kevin Saunderson from Detroit, Michigan, one of the originators of techno music, which was founded in the city of Detroit, right here in Michigan, the birthplace of techno music. And Kevin Saunderson, one of the DJ producers who originated that genre of Michigan, that genre of music. As I said, our next birthday, Dan Van Hecken, September the 8th. Happy belated birthday, Dan. Again, Dan, a DJ legend here in West Michigan, also a fan of Kevin Saunderson. I believe we've seen him play live. So, Dan, happy birthday. You share a birthday with great legend NBA point guard Maurice Cheeks. Also, Clarence Weatherspoon, who had a nice little stint in the NBA. Singer Pink. Also, actor from the great show Home Improvement, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. You also share a birthday with DJ, producer, the late, great Avicii, rapper Wiz Khalifa, and Major League Baseball pitcher Garrett Cole. And then last but not least, our other Attack the Rack sports media personality, Ryan Klingler. Also, he has a birthday coming up here on Monday, September the 16th. He goes by Big Mo here, his stage name, Big Mo. Big Mo, you share a birthday with the legendary great Italian explorer Marco Polo. Also, the 20th or the 27th president of the United States of America, William Taft. Longtime Major League Baseball player Gaylord Perry. Filmmaker Oliver Stone. Legendary actor Tommy Lee Jones. NFL head coach, previously with the Seattle Seahawks, also well-known USC head football coach Pete Carroll. You share a birthday with one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game, Dan Marino. Also, I think this is one of your favorite running backs of all time, Ernest Biner. Am I correct in that, Big Mo? Ernest Biner, one of your favorite running backs of all time. You share a birthday with him. Also, legendary DJ from the group Naughty by Nature, DJ KG, and also longtime NBA player Jason Terry. So happy birthday, Ryan Klingler, Trent Windemaller, Jeff Carlson, and Chad Carlson. Hopefully your birthdays were fantastic and you have another great year. Whew, that was a lot there, folks. Yeah, I think that'll wrap it up. Again, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., Attack the Rack podcast with myself and Big Mo. We've got an interview with Sam Callejas as a part of that. And then Sunday morning, 9 a.m., NFL Pick Show. Peter Hunsberger, Chad Zagar make 3 picks for the day in the NFL. And then at 10 a.m., Prop Bet Pete comes right back and gives us 3 prop bets as well. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you tomorrow morning on the podcast.